The biggest mistake that you can make post breakup, especially if you really care about the girl, is to continue to follow her on social media, any form of social media, whether that's IG or WhatsApp. Picture this: she got a new haircut. And don't ask me why. Women love to do that when they get out of a long term relationship. They get a brand new haircut. She changed her profile picture and she's constantly adding to her feed on her status of a single woman, of how great life is. She may even be adding the new guy that seemingly came out of nowhere. And you're left here physically and metaphorically standing in the ring, angry, bitter, frustrated, confused. Why? Why did this happen? How did this happen? And more importantly, when did this happen? One of the biggest questions that I get asked as a coach is, Coach, why is it that my ex seemed to be moving miles ahead of me in terms of the recovery and I'm stuck here? It was as from day one, she was ready to move on. And the simple answer to that, you're not going to like it, but the simple answer to that is women tend to already plan the breakup way in advance from them ever doing it, from them ever executing it. Okay. Sometimes from studies said anything between 6 months to a year. So she had all that time not only to prepare how to say it to you, what to say to you, and when to say to you, but she also had time to prepare and digest what that breakup is going to feel like for her. And because she had that time to prepare, when she actually execute and initiate the breakup, it's going to seem like second nature to her. She's going to seem so heartless. It's going to seem almost effortless for her to say the things that she's saying while you're standing here receiving the news for the first time and your world is crumbling down. The girl that you thought was going to be with you forever, you were going to marry her, you told your friends and family of the preparation you're making for the engagement, what have you. Your whole entire dream and perception of the future has come crumbling down within an instance. On the other hand, she had a whole year sometime to think about these things, to mourn the relationship while she is in the relationship. So it's no wonder she's way ahead of you. What guys often do in this situation is they're going to demonize their ex. They're going to say things like, you know, she's a B, the B word. She never cared for me. Look how easy it is for her to get over me. That's just, concrete proof that she's heartless and she's vindictive and she did this on purpose to hurt me. And I know how incredibly easy it is to think that way. But the truth is, sometimes women need that time to mourn when they're in a relationship, to muster that courage to end something that was so important to them in the first place. Okay? If she could end it with you without all that planning, without all that time mourning the loss of you, and she could just end it on a whim, there's two possibilities to that. The first possibility is a fake breakup. It's not a real breakup. She's just acting out of turn and she wants a reaction from you. She wants to see if you're going to be needy and start chasing her around the block, or you're going to give her that space she needs just to recoup and rethink and come back stronger in the relationship. Okay, so that's one way if she breaks up with you without the mourning. The second thing is, a lot of you don't want to hear it, but the second thing is she never cared for you in the first place. Think about it, guys. Think about some of the encounters that you may have had, right, with girls that you didn't see long term with. Maybe you were lonely, and I don't blame you for it. Maybe you just want to have fun, have a situationship, as the kids call it, right? A temporary thing. I call it a lieutenant. It's very cruel, but sometimes men and women have people that they go out with in the meantime because they're available and the person they really want to be with They haven't met yet, they haven't found yet, and this person is just here temporarily. I call that a lieutenant, because a lieutenant in French means a placeholder. Okay, so if she's able to break up with you without mourning, without moving on first, then you are nothing but a placeholder for her. In which case, you shouldn't worry. Move on with your life, do your thing. Okay, find your own person that you're compatible with. Find a person who's going to stay with you. That's fine. So if you realize that the only two reasons why a woman would break up with you on the spot, one of them is a fake breakup anyway, and one of them is because she didn't care about you, then the majority of women, they're going to break up with you because they're going to take time breaking up with you because they need that time to mourn. They need that time to process. They need to feel like there's no improvement in this relationship. There's no more happiness that can be squeezed from this relationship, and it's never going to get better. So they already have that time to convince themselves. If you understand this, you're going to save yourself a lot of heartbreak. If they already had the time to convince themselves in every which way, and I bet you any money that they have already discussed this with their friends and their family, right? The only person who's ignorant to this is you, okay? And you know what? When they discuss this with their friends and family, and especially if you don't have a good relationship with them, their friends and family is going to guide them down the avenue of leaving you. That's just a fact of life. I don't know why this is. It was different in the past when we were more communal and we live in bigger families and closer community. Now their family is like, no, 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 no. You don't feel like you're happy with him. Go find someone else. Like, it's so easy, right? So when you try to convince a woman to stay at this point, and when you try to follow her online, right, you're just hurting yourself because you're trying to use logic to convince her to stay when emotion has already ran away with her, right? She has convinced herself in her head, whether it makes sense or not, that you're not the right person for her. This relationship is not the right one for her, and no one can change her mind at that point. I'm not the coach, that teach people how to get back to their ex, because I think getting back with your ex, I heard this one time, is not original. So I forgot who it was, so I can't credit them. But getting back with an ex is like reheating French fries that was once crunchy in the microwave. It's never going to taste as good. It's never going to work. There's always going to be resentment and sourness. So I never preach to get back with your ex. And I think living in that scarcity mindset is only going to bring you more misery. And you're always going to be beholden to when she changes her mind again. Right? So I always advocate for cutting it clean and how to get over her quick, right? Just as she seemingly is getting herself over you quickly, you can do the same. It's the same. You may not have had the head start, but you could speed up the recovery process, and you could, surpass us. Not that is a competition, obviously, but wasting your time in this energy of needing, of wanting, of misery, of hating, of sadness, it's just going to delay yourself from living the best life that you can live. And this is what I'm saying. Give me a subscribe, give me a like, give me a comment if you agree with or disagree with whatever I said. I love to hear from you. It's a brand new channel, and I appreciate your support. I'll see you in the next video.